You ready, kid, or what?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. I've been ready. We've been seeing the Instagram stories, we've been seeing all the posts. Today's the day.
I know, I've been enjoying that though. It's kind of sad that it's over. JP, your stories are awesome.
Can we tell them what we're about to do?
We're gonna go pick up my freshly rebuilt and upgraded engine.
No longer the poor man's LS3.
Still a poor man's LS3, but more close to, this one's gonna be good.
So as you guys remember, a couple weeks back, we announced Brian's LY6 LS, poor man's LS3 engine swap for his E46. First thing we wanted to do was put a cam in it. We found out pretty quickly that everything in the engine was bad.
We let the magic out.
No, someone else did. That wasn't us.
Somebody really let the magic out of that thing.
So we dropped it off to our buddy JP and Travis, our two engine builder friends, the guys to go to, and they have been doing an insane job putting this thing together. And we'll talk about more when we get there, but I'm excited for you guys to see it.
So am I.
Let's hit the road, B-Haul.
I'm taking my truck, you're taking
Yeah, you pick the engine up and I'm just gonna enjoy myself, all right?
Somebody needs to take this guy's keys away from him. See what I'm talking about? The freaking animal.
Dude.
What's up?
You drive like a psycho. It's a fun ride. Ready to see your engine? I'm so pumped to see the heads in person because, dude, they took your heads, they fully CNC'd them. They gave it a valve job. They went crazy with it. So you had 823 heads before, which on LS standpoint is one of their better heads.
Yeah,
it's one of their best heads actually, right?
Yeah.
Factory. And they've remade these things. It's gonna, dude, you have a great engine now, buddy.
It's JP!
And Travis.
And Travis!
What's up?
Welcome in, guys.
Sir,
What's up?
yes, sir.
What's up, buddy? What's up, bud?
Not much.
What's up, man?
Thanks you guys for coming quick.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Travis and JP are my new religion.
I waited until you guys came in so I could put them together so you guys can see like the port job and everything before I put the valves in.
Dude, you physically can't fit bigger valves in there. There's no room for bigger valves. And then look at
That
this.
is super aggressive port job.
Look at that.
I mean, you can see right through and out the other side. I love this.
Explain to everyone what you guys did to the heads, because as you know, heads are what make the power on these things.
So we basically turned these into a completely stock LQ to race prepped LS3 basically. So aside from the stock internals, it's got a program that a guy ran into a Le Mans race. So this CNC program is proven in the track and stuff, and it's gonna make a lot of power. We bumped up the compression. We did everything Brian wanted to do to these things, and it's gonna make a lot of power. It's gonna make over 600 to the flywheel, which is over 500 to the wheels easily.
Oh my
Bro, you making a Pro 2 car?
Dude, I just bought a junkyard LS. I don't know.
So it's basically like, yeah, this is like a Pro 2 head setup that you have right here.
Made these ports more, they make it bigger or more
it makes
efficient?
them way more efficient. Like these rectangular ports are already like big enough.
Yeah, I mean,
so like
huge.
most of the work that gets done, it's right here on the inside of the bowl. So that's why I left this head apart.
right
so
here.
like
Yeah.
you guys can
See it
see
from the front. Right, look at all the
Yeah,
I know.
right there.
See how it blends in to the boss of the chamber and stuff. Like this is like a stock one right here. It's this cathedral port.
Yeah, so you can
But
see like
as you guys
all
can
that
tell-
boss from that kind of like valve guide area and everything
Yeah.
is just all cleaned up and ready for
The
it.
valve seat too. Like when I did the valve job on these,
look
dude,
at
it
this.
opened up so much material. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, that's that's
Yeah.
wild.
This is the Texas Speed valves, dual valve springs and retainers that we got.
Brand new seals.
Which is good because if I saw from JP's Instagram story, some of the stock springs were broken in
there
half.
were some of them that were broken. Aside from the drill bits that we found on your oil galleys and stuff, we kept those for you. So
Oh my God, you guys have.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I don't know if I reposted that one.
Travis will show you those.
I wish all you guys follow JP on Instagram because he's been doing his own Instagram vlogging. And dude, these were in the oil galleys, right? Is that where you came
This
from?
was inside of my bottom end. Where all the oil feeds all the bearings. That's where those were.
Where you don't want it to be.
And then on top of that, he had a couple broken valve springs, right?
Yeah, but it, like, yeah, it was basically everything that could have gone wrong with an LS, like you had it.
Yeah, no, they're saying I brought them a hunk of shit and they took care of me.
Yeah, we made it even better, dude. Like, this is full race prep, like LS. Like, you're gonna love this thing, dude. It's gonna be an animal. I'm glad you did the CNC porting, and this is what we got going on here. Like, we're very blessed to have this giant machine with all this fancy tooling and stuff, and you got the right treatment, and this thing's just gonna be way better than your expectations. So
you know what? For all the East Coast boys that are LS haters and oh, it sounds like Dookie, I think this one might sound good.
no, yeah, this one's gonna be choppy. It's gonna be rowdy. It's gonna be like dude, it's gonna be nuts. Like, I'm not a V8 fan, but like the amount of work that we went into this, like, it's gonna be awesome. Like, this is not a junkyard LS. This is like a race prepped LS.
So JP, these are the original valves, correct?
Yeah, these are the original valves. We ground them up and cleaned them up, so,
so you
they're
put all-
reconditioned and.
All new angles on them?
No, just a 45.
Okay.
Valves only take a 45-degree angle. Most of the angles get on the seats. So
Okay.
as long as we clean up the 45 that makes the seal against the seat, that's all you need. And these were really, really bad. Like, I took pictures of everything beforehand, and
Everything was really, really bad.
everything was just really bad, dude. It was,
Sorry.
but everything is gonna be awesome now. So.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize the bottom end was already together.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, bottom end's done. I even put a fresh coat of paint on it.
Oh yeah?
Because it all
Did you really?
right off.
Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you. I mean, that does a lot. Looks beautiful.
All degreed in, ready to go. Pins pulled, it's all locked in. Just
Ready to party.
oh yeah.
You know what's awesome though? Now my S13 and your E46 will be comparable chassis.
Yeah, I think so.
Because originally we were like, okay, the E30 and the E46 will be the comparable chassis.
and
we'll
they
channel
were
with those.
for a little while, yeah.
And they were supposed to be for a while.
Yeah, and then you wrecked the E30, and then I blew up my car.
And then now my S13 or E46.
Exactly. This
Party
is
time.
gonna be amazing.
It's a little scary tool because you can jam your fingers in there or your clothes, and dude, it is super scary, especially when it comes to like super raised valve springs, because sometimes they're 1,100 foot-pounds at the seat.
Oh my god.
Especially like these stuff, like this stuff, like if it explodes, dude, you're probably gonna lose an eye. Like,
Yeah, these things are crazy. There's 2 springs inside of this thing.
yeah, these are double springed. They're nice and polished, which helps with the resurface and treatment of the springs, which is awesome. So he's got good stuff going on in this thing.
Be careful who you call ugly in high school, boys.
Oh yeah. So what that does is compress the spring enough for us to be able to slip in the keepers. There you go.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think that those like stay in there.
Yeah, and your pegging limiter, and that's all going up and down, and everything that's holding the pressure is basically the taper and the retainer and the keepers. That's all that holds your valve from dropping into the pistons and getting crunched
Isn't that
up.
crazy?
Absolutely mind-blowing.
It's a miracle that this stuff actually works. You
Yeah,
know?
and when it doesn't work, it absolutely blows up. So if you float a valve, what it does is pushes the valve out of the groove keepers,
Oh, no
and
way.
it drops everything into the cylinder. So that's why valve float is the most horrible thing you can do.
That'd take out everything.
Yeah, that would
Literally
literally
everything.
destroy the whole engine. If you drop a valve in the piston, you're crunching that up in the engine, and you're toasting the head, you're toasting the block. Everything's it's the last thing you want to do.
Yes, sir. Say it.
I ain't going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere.
Might be going somewhere.
Well, JP and Travis, of course, killed it. The block is fully redone. It's the original pistons and rods, original block, and the original crank. Somehow all good. They cleaned it all up, did all the machine work, new rings, new bearings, new bolts, new everything. The thing is basically a remanufactured block. It is beautiful. The heads fully CNC'd, valve job, everything. Everything's new. It is insane. This thing's gonna make so much power, he's not gonna know what to do with it. I know he keeps saying it, but this is big, you know? It was a very tragic moment when we took this thing apart and found out that it was so bad, but whatever. Now
The fun begins. The fun begins, and you're gonna have yourself a beautiful, great engine. So,
Dude, I'm so excited. JP knocked it out of the park. He definitely went crazier than I ever expected him to, but
I mean, this is what he does. This is what we expected.
yeah, it's
There we go. So
we actually need new lifters for it. Completely forgot about those. So once the lifters come in, we'll put the heads on, get it all going, and we'll start the swap, and we'll get it done. So Brian can get out there. We could be drifting together. So
get home, and tomorrow, get back to work.
And we're back. Well, first thing for today is we got a couple new parts, and when we were with JP yesterday, Johnny was finishing up the recirc tube for the wastegate, and it looks sick. Johnny! Where you hiding, dude? Just pop up.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you, Johnny. You've made some progress on this thing.
Yeah, I got all the joints welded where I can, and I gotta drop it down.
Damn.
Weld the tops, and then get this shitter out of here.
Oh, damn, dude. Damn, dude. Okay, you were right. It is close to the brake lines. Well, we could fix that.
You're just gonna do your brake line tuck center to the lane.
Dude, the camera doesn't want to focus, but that looks so good. You killed it! Those magical hands of yours.
Yeah, they do work.
Put them in the air. Give me the jazz fingers. All right, so another piece of the puzzle just showed up. So we got our throttle body. So this is a K-Power Industry 74mm B series style throttle body. The same brand as my intake manifold. I really like it. It's nice and compact, really sleek. It matches the same finish as my intake and it has like that nice OEM look. Nice billet wheel, and this will get the job done. A lot of guys like using the 90mm throttle bodies. I feel like the 74 has a lot better street ability than the 90, so I'm gonna try this and we'll see what happens. Not too bad, Johnny. So I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
We'll get that intercooler popping done. All right, for now, we'll get out of your hairs.
Okay.
Well, now it's finally on the ground. How's the height? Not too shabby, Johnny.
Yeah?
Not too shabby there, buddy.
Oh my god. I can barely see it.
I barely see it.
It's literally the same height as the frame rail.
That's the goal.
God damn, boy. You can lower this thing like 4 more inches.
That's the goal. All right, got stuck running around quite a bit today doing errands, but today we are doing something I've been trying to do for weeks now, and that is what?
In like months.
Months, yeah. But it's been like strapped up to the dyno for like 2 weeks.
She's been pretty much ready to go since you did the wastegate lines, right?
I think so. Yeah. It's kind of, this car, since it's been such a slow process on random bits, it's kind of been one of those like out of sight, out of mind things, but I've been steady making progress. So today we are finally dyno tuning the coupe. Finally. I mean, the thing was tuned once like a year and a half ago. Since then, mechanically, I haven't replaced much. I replaced a turbo for the same turbo, just newer, because my old one was a little hurt.
You got the old one used anyways, right?
Oh yeah, I did. And then I accidentally, LZ gave me a really good deal on that, so I was just like, let's do it.
It still works, but a brand new turbo, brand new season, brand new paint job, brand new car.
New me.
Do it right.
Yeah. And then I had to do a new wastegate because I stole the wastegate off of this for the BMW, so I realized I probably have too small of a spring in it today, so we might have to just max out the spring for now and see what happens, or it's a really big pain. I'm gonna start, the problems will show.
Real.
The problems will show. I don't want to talk too much, but I'm excited. This is my 1JZ VVTi motor. The long block is completely stock. I have a full D-Works fuel system, of course, managed all by Link and Link sensors, of course.
I think the only thing you've ever done on this is the timing and the valve cover gaskets, right?
Yeah, I did the timing belt, water pump, valve cover gaskets.
That's pretty much it. I mean, that's
the
the 1J recipe.
The 1J recipe. And then I have a Garrett GTX Gen 2 3071 RMA. No, it's a good turbo.
Honestly, any of the Gen 2 turbos
Fire.
are insanely good.
Insanely good. I kind of, after seeing how the 3076 performs, I kind of wish I had a 3076, but on ethanol, 3071 definitely hits pretty good.
You don't have to wait for any lag, but
That's true.
temperatures have not been your best friend.
1Js, their heads are very puny. They have a lot of back pressure issues. It's not a big deal, but we're about to make some jam today. So last time when we tuned it like a year and a half ago, we made like 550, and then one time when the clutch slipped, we like spiked 600 and it slipped the clutch. Very sketchy for a completely uncracked block, but it was pretty cool. Ended up having no grip in the chassis because I had stock recorders. I ended up having to bring it down all the way to 330 horsepower to drive the thing. And I've never really got to enjoy this car with anything more in it, so that's why I kind of did this, to make this car a full-on, well, just use what I got, you know? Essentially today we're cleaning up the tune and we're making a new boost map. That's about it, hopefully.
What spring is in this thing?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That's the problem.
So we can't even make any predictions right now.
No, I'm really hoping it has at least a 12 in it.
I'm hoping that this is the most horsepower made on this dyno so far, but who knows what spring you got?
Yeah, I don't know. So here's the thing. It's what level do I want to leave the dyno at, right? How much am I going to really be using? Because I can make 550, but will I really be putting down 550? I don't know, and why put the extra strain on all my hardware if I'm not gonna use it? I'm thinking I kinda wanna leave the dyno around 450. That's what I'm thinking.
420, you don't need that extra 30 horsepower.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to keep up with Brian now, so I gotta bring the juice up. So it seems like 450 is the number I wanna be at. We'll probably tune it up to like 500 and pull it down to 450 just so I have some room to then bring it up. So, sound good?
So when you're at the track, you can say, oh, I need that extra 50 horsepower. She's already tuned and ready to go.
Exactly. All we have to do is sync the RPM on the car to the dyno, get everything going. We're getting some heat in it. It looks like there actually is a bigger wastegate spring in here than I remember. This thing hasn't had fresh ethanol in it in so long. Like, I put pump gas in it and I've been like putting around pump gas. It is so much happier with this ethanol in it.
It sounds happy, dude. I mean, right when it started up, it sounds happy.
Dude, it feels it feels new again, you know? So I set the boost controller to 0, which means the wastegate is just gonna go off and gate. So whatever spring I have in there, that's how much boost we're gonna make. So just a really good baseline start so we know how much we have minimally. So what we got? 360, 357. And look at that curve.
I know.
Beautiful. So lowest I can go, 361.
How much boost is that?
We're gonna find out right now. 13 PSI. 12, 13 PSI, yeah. It's about right. Not bad. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
Turn the boost up.
That's it.
We only went up like a PSI.
Yeah.
It's like when you're kind of just doing it by a duty cycle on the wastegate, it's kind of guess and check, so. All right, so that time we went to 15 PSI, and guess what we made? I think you saw it from over there, but
It's over 400.
it's 450.
Okay.
450 horsepower, 433 torque, which is for 15. Okay, it might have been closer to 16 PSI. That's pretty damn good. 16 PSI. The new turbo seems really happy. As we saw before, these numbers have been very comparative to the dyno jet that we used previously, so that's good to know.
I mean, another 4 PSI and you gained 80, 90.
I mean, we're in the efficiency range of the turbo. I mean, that makes sense. So it's doing, I mean, it's a brand new GTX Gen 2 and everything's, whatever. It's just cool. I mean, it's still a beautiful curve. The smoothing isn't really on the dyno at all. So I'm happy so far. It's going great. All the numbers seem pretty crisp. Small, minor corrections, and that's about it. To the moon.
To the moon.
Did it spin?
I think it broke up or it spun.
Yeah, it might have broken up.
Yeah, maybe check this plug gap. Where are we at?
Check the log.
Then we'll see where you want to do.
We might have tickled the map limit here. So as you can see, this is where we heard that little weird discrepancy in the pool, and well, we see it. So that time it only picked up about 35 horsepower because where it was going to make peak power, it kind of fell off. So. So it looks like we're having, so it's looking pretty interesting, so let's check it out. Does it sound different? And so we're looking around thinking things got louder, right? I said the exhaust got
Yeah,
louder.
you said the exhaust started like it was starting to leak.
Well, the wastegate's falling off currently, so. But what's crazy is
the clamps completely falling off.
Yeah, the wastegate's just falling off right now. That's cool. It didn't get louder until that last pull.
Dude, you almost couldn't tell until you shut the car off and it was like ting, ting, ting.
Yeah, right, exactly. Which is real weird because if you look at the data, like the boost curve is really flat. So you would expect the boost curve to mimic these trends right here, these last 3 pulls, because I mean, at this point, we're making 20 PSI, so check it out, right? So they're kind of all over the place. And well, crazy enough, in the ECU, it actually doesn't really show any signs of inconsistent boosting. So I don't know what it is, but our wastegate's falling off. I gotta let it cool down, and then we gotta reseat that thing. Cooleth thy down.
How's it going down there?
Always a pain in the ass.
Oh, I see a clamp.
I'm like, oh, I keep dropping stuff on my face. I'll tell you what though, it's nice that I can just kind of crawl under this thing on the dyno, but an extra foot or two will be kind of nice. Everyone's gonna be like, you should have put a 4-post lift on your dyno, you know.
That, or the people that said put like bottle jacks under the ramps.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good ideas out there.
Maybe one of these days we'll make a trip to Harbor Freight. Fill a bottle jack.
Oh, the engine's so hot still. Okay. I need like 4 hands, that's the problem. That's some fresh air. All right, so this thing's back up to temp and the wastegate is no longer falling off, so let's do another pull at this boost level and hope to see something nice and smooth. Sound good?
Sounds good.
And look at this kid. Look at this kid.
What? What happened? Would you just wake up? Nah.
Get out of bed.
He just got out of bed.
I was up in bed. Nah, I woke up at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, right. PM, baby. He just woke up. He said it.
7 o'clock? That was 8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
How'd you get here so fast?
That's good. That's what we want to see. We're hitting 21 PSI now, and as you can tell, we're not picking up as much horsepower per PSI. The 1Js, like I said before, the heads aren't that efficient. The ports are very small. They tend to have a lot of back pressure issues, especially with the smaller turbo like this. Once we start making some jam, I mean, 470 is some jam, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you could definitely tell. Power per PSI is definitely shrinking. That's the number. That's the number right there. 500.
500?
500.
Sheesh. You on your way?
Curve. Torque falls off a little bit. That's just the head just being choked up a little bit. The power continues. And then, so that's the party map. And then, where is it? The street map? The street map, right? Really had to fight for that extra last 50 horsepower, which is pretty crazy, but it's there. All right, well, there was one thing I tended to overlook, which is a rookie move on my part. I dynoed it in the wrong gear. So I dynoed it, I forgot that it's a CD09, it's a 6-speed. I made a 6-speed joke at the end, I was like, oh wait. So I dynoed it in the 5th gear like we should have, and the numbers picked up quite a bit. Have to redo the whole damn video now. Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, obviously it has such a longer pull. That makes more sense now, huh? Let's put it back on the 450 horsepower tune and see what it actually makes for power. Sound good?
Yeah. In 5th gear. 5th gear.
Yeah. 469, boys.
So, smooth curve, you didn't hit any limiters.
No, so that one's nice and smooth. So it's about a 20 horsepower difference, which is, you know, quite a bit. That's what I expect to see between the gear like that. Obviously, it gets exaggerated more at more horsepower, hence why at the 500 and whatever horsepower, it was even larger of a gap. So it looks like if I truly want 450, I could probably take a PSI at it and be good, but I don't know, 469 sounds like a pretty fire fucking number.
Hell yeah.
So my whole numbers game is off right now. So 469, it seems real happy that I like it. We could always, I mean, at the end of the day, a number is only a number. We got to see how it performs on the track. Maybe my ass dyno says it's a little too much. Maybe it says it's not enough. Turn the boost up then. But for now, let's put like another 3 PSI in it. Just crack the 500 mark, take it off dyno, and I'll be happy for now. And if I want to try and make even more power, well, I own the dyno, so I can put the car on whatever I want. That's crazy.
Spitting fuel at me. I was just standing there.
It was
like,
spitting fuel out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it broke up a little bit. I mean, it made the 500 I was aiming for, but it definitely wasn't super stoked. So graph is nice and smooth. The data looks good, but it definitely felt like it broke up a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it sounded like it broke up a little bit.
Yeah, so 500, that's the number. We're leaving it. 469, 500, 2 maps. We're good for now, right?
Let's take it on the street.
The car is definitely breaking up a little bit. We saw it earlier on today. It feels like spark blowout. Like it's when you blow a spark, it has such a distinctive feel where it doesn't really like make the car come to a halt like a lot of limiters do and a lot of bigger issues does, where you kind of just feel this like intermittent, just kind of like, and it's not knock, because when you feel it kind of, when you feel knock, it's just a gross feeling. I don't even know how to explain it. I did put new plugs in it, but I might not gap them tight enough. I mean, that's a lot of air being shoved through these little ass heads, so it makes sense, but made a little bit more torque that time. It just ramped in really heavy. I was able to ramp in a lot harder, make a little more torque, so it's basically 500, 500. So this thing is going pretty crazy right now. So I'm happy to pull it off. 500 horsepower tune, 469 tune. We're ready to party, and put some fresh plugs in this thing. We'll be good to go.
Josh, put your car in the parking space. Don't do anything right now.
I know what happened.
Throttle cable fell off? What happened?
Battery. It's really fast, but the alignment's whack right now, and so it just blows the tires off still. So get the alignment right, we'll get this thing squared up, we'll get the suspension going, but right now it's driving great, it feels good, and I'm just ready to slide this damn car, dude. I made Josh a little nervous, huh?
Well, you know.
I mean, I want to light up the lot, but there's a lot of things going on right now. So. I know, I wish I could bring this somewhere where I can actually like feel the power, but I'm gonna get the kit on, we'll get the thing looking a little bit more legal, then we'll go back out there, so. It feels good to be able to rip on it and like be confident that everything's good, you know? So now it's just suspension stuff, getting the kit on, making it look pretty, and ready to party.
Car sounds mint. What's he saying? He's fucking being a real dumbass.
Little video for Jimmy when he's fucking editing later.
Take the camera. Take the camera. Take this one.
Choke him.
Bring him in the V.
All right, so today went pretty smoothly. I only had to make minute adjustments to the map. It was actually pretty spot on, which is really awesome now. We basically just played with the boost all day to get it the right power band that I want. Now, that's a number, right? 500 horsepower, it's a number. But realistically, we don't know what it's gonna want until it's on the track. Get this thing like more gripped up, and you know, I get to play with it, and I get to adjust it. She's happy, she's healthy. Wastegate fell off, happy it happened on the dyno. Not gonna happen on the track because I fixed the issue that caused it to fall off. And then besides that, I'm super embarrassed about the 3rd and 5th gear thing, but it's all right. We figured it out nice and easy. She made good power, she sounds healthy, and she looks good. So she survived the dyno once again, and she will survive a whole entire season. So now it's time to get my fitment in check, get my alignment right, get my kit on, get the livery on, and just get back on it. So I'm happy. It's cool to be tuning this thing, you know, my original drift car on my own dyno now. It's just been, I don't know. I'm so tired, but I'm gonna end it there before I start rambling on. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We'll see you guys very shortly.